Hi guys, I want to give you guys this quick word. I just want to remind you guys and to tell you guys that you are valuable and that it's very important to know your value. It's very important to know what it is you deserve. Many times when we go through trauma and we go through a lot of trials and tribulations, oftentimes we think that, we get comfortable with the pain. Sometimes we get comfortable with the negativity. Sometimes it's almost like we start to attract it. We start to look for it, right? When God sets you apart, it's your time to heal. It's a healing time for you. It's a healing period. Remember what I said before. You are unlearning a lot of negativity, a lot of the way how people molded you and wanted you to be. Back in the day, people wanted to treat you like you were less valuable because they wanted you to believe it. This is why you went through a lot. This is why you were always treated unfairly. This is why you were always the scapegoat when it comes to a situation, or always like a black sheep. And because people treated you the way how they wanted you to feel. You know how people always say people treat you the way how you allow them to treat you, but sometimes you're put in environments where you have no choice but to be there. Sometimes you are molded into accepting that type of treatment because that is what you became accustomed to, right? And that's when you're in uncontrollable environments, places where you had no control over, when it, like, basically like your family or school environment or things like that, like being a child, you have no control over knowing how to let people treat you, because as a child it's like you're still learning yourself, you're still growing yourself, you get what I'm saying? And if you're not protected in the very home where you were supposed to be taught these things, it's almost like you start going out, accepting all the same type of treatments from other people. Now you're trying to be friends with the bully at school, and now you're trying to be nice to the boyfriend or the girlfriend who mistreated you, until you become an adult and you start waking up and realizing, okay, this is not okay. And then God sets you apart and pulls you away to unlearn these behaviors, then you realize how valuable you truly are, and you realize you deserve better, you deserve more, you deserve to be happy, right? So, it's very important this time to understand that, and to never lower your value to make people comfortable, or lower your value because someone else does not see their value. You can't force someone else to see their value. Oftentimes we will settle and we will lower our standards and all of that just to make other people comfortable. And I know this happened to many of you guys in the past, where even probably in friendships you may have lowered your value. You may have wanted something specific, and because your friend didn't think that it was a good idea, or because you didn't want to make someone or make your friend feel uncomfortable, it's almost like you would be like, okay, I'm gonna do this instead. It's like you have to kind of dim yourself down to make people happy. No, that's over with. That's over with. There's a reason why God set you apart. And now that we are on this journey with God, and He's teaching us the importance of loving ourselves, and through Him, though, loving ourselves through Him, because He loves us, right? And teaching us the importance of being confident through Christ. It's like, you know, we will look back and we will start feeling bad for certain people, or we'll start feeling bad because it feels like we escaped the how to explain it. It's almost like we escaped. It feels like we escaped and many other people didn't. That's how it feels. It feels like we escaped and many people didn't. And it's not that you escaped and they didn't. It may feel like that, but what it is you said yes to God. What it is you were willing to be used. What it is you were called or you were chosen. If you're chosen, you had no choice. You had no choice. But if you are called, it's like you answered the call and said yes. And because you said yes, God's like, okay, now that you're accepting the call, let me show you a whole nother side of life. Let me show you a whole nother side of what you're not used to. Let me teach you and show you what you deserve, what you value, everything. And then once you start receiving all your gifts and your instructions and your assignments, then you start to realize that you have to be at a certain level mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to be prepared and be equipped for the assignment that God is giving you. And that's going to require you to not go backwards in life. That's going to require you to not go back to old habits. It's going to require you to not be around certain people who are not going to respect your walk. And because of that, you will notice that everything is going to upgrade in your life, and then you tend to feel bad for the people who did not say yes, or you tend to feel bad for the people who are still stuck in their ways, stuck in the positions they were in when you left, or stuck in their ways mentally, emotionally, spiritually, just stuck in their ways. And it's like almost like you feel bad and you almost want to go backwards to help, but going backwards to help may affect you, right? And what God is saying is you have to pray from a distance. Pray from a distance. Pray from a distance. And don't feel bad for, God wanting better for you and you choosing to accept the call and wanting better for yourself. You get what I'm saying? Because you are chosen to break generational cycles, generational curses. You were chosen to break it, and there's many people who have been called to break it, but they chose to decline the call and they chose to stay in that position. Chose to stay stuck in their ways. You chose to accept the call and you chose to take on the assignment, right? And because you chose to take on the assignment, it means you're going to have completely different results from everybody else that you were used to in your past, right? So the best thing to do is to pray for them, but don't go backwards. Don't go backwards and lower your value because you feel sorry for someone. Don't go backwards and lower your value because you see someone else is not happy and you want, it's almost like you feel guilty for wanting to be happy. You feel guilty for wanting a better life. Do not go backwards to please other people. And remember something too, that many of the people that you may feel bad for and feel sorry for, those were a lot of the ones that were molding you to become something that you're not. Those are some of the ones that wanted you to continue carrying on these generational curses. Those were some of the ones that if you would have fell on your face, they would not have helped you up. You get what I'm saying? Now, it's not to say that you have to be like them and cold. And no, what I'm saying is you have to pray for them and do not sabotage what God has for you. Do not sabotage your growth, your healing, the wisdom. Do not sabotage your calling to please the very people who don't even value themselves. Okay? Do not do yourself this disservice by going backwards. Move forward and look only forward and know your value. You deserve happiness. You deserve love. You deserve happiness. You deserve success. You deserve healing. You deserve everything good that God has to offer you. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.